Good morning, beautiful spirit. Welcome back. Rector Arundel here with Able Spirit to Me, and I am Able. We're on part 3 of chapter 7. So I'm going to just continue because if you're already watching this video, then you know what we're doing. Number 6, diet. Now, yogis have found that certain foods increase energy and other foods decrease it. It is commonly said that meat is an energy drainer because killing is necessary. Now, a very long conversation could be done about eating meat and whether or not we're supposed to. This book is not meant to be biased or opinionated, so I won't give my 2 cents. However, on an energetic point, I will say that there is much to benefit physically by a plant based diet, or more specifically, a fruit based diet. Now, that is because physically, our intestinal makeup is much better at digesting fruits than anything else. And it has to do with how long the foods remain in your digestive tract. Solid foods take much longer to digest and require a lot more energy. So, simply put, using less energy is always the goal. You can look up tamasic versus sattvic diets to see what is recommended and not. If you guys have questions about that, I can talk about it all day, but it's very easy to Google, okay? Now, I personally eat solid food as infrequently as I can manage. If I do eat solids, I chew them up to tiny bits to ensure a quick digestion. The best diet is actually fasting, in order to give your digestive tract a break. When's the last time you let that plumbing get cleaned out? Now, most religions all around the world have fasting included, and once you give your digestive tract a break, your body actually seeks alternative energy sources and may absorb prana, or energy, more readily by other means. Now, I could potentially become more connected with Source while fasting. And I certainly feel energy and vibrations a lot more when avoiding solid foods and while dry fasting. Additionally, it is said that fasting can purify your physical body, kill parasites, rejuvenate your DNA, and even kill off cancer cells. So, a lot more could be said in regard to this topic. An important side note is again that fasting should only be done with the goal of connecting more with Source. It should not be done to become more attractive. Now, when I first wrote this book, I was on the breatharian path, but I was kind of, worried about sharing it with the world, so I didn't even mention it. But obviously, fasting is a very big part of my lifestyle, and I could talk all day about it. So we're gonna move on to the book some more. But if you have questions about fasting, breatharianism, please let me know. Number 7, sacrifice or devotion. Now, I want to point out that this is not the biblical type of sacrifice that is so often referenced. We're talking about self sacrifice. Self sacrifice helps to diminish the ego. It gets you in the habit of putting others' needs before your own. However, this can actually be put to much, much deeper levels. And there is much to be said once again about sacrificing to God. Again, we're not talking about killing animals. In fact, historically, according to the scripture that I've read, certain deities or demigods, which are highly evolved Atma, once again, that work for God to regulate things like the sun, the wind, the water. It's all about your belief system, but just bear with me. These deities or demigods were worshipped in order for people to gain cities and material benefits. So, if you wanted to become rich, you would sacrifice a horse. That's just one example that was very common back in the day. It was classically these lower deities that wanted animal sacrifices. These sacrifices were done in order for people to gain powers. However, the source, or creator, has all of these deities working for him or her. So, if you worship and sacrifice for God, the creator, then all deities are automatically praised. And cities are automatically given. And a well referenced analogy is to water the roots of a tree in order for the limbs, leaves, and fruit to be nourished. Basically, the same shortcut returns again. If you can remember to do so, you should sacrifice everything to God in every moment. Sacrifice your suffering, your accomplishments, your failures, your food, and even your senses to God. And this is actually the original reason we pray before we're eating. Eating food that was first given to God takes away any karma that would accumulate by eating and enjoying it. Attachment, right? You're giving it to God instead of the ego. So give God credit for everything. This is the shortcut that allows you to transcend your ego and mind and biases because you acknowledge that everything is for God. Now, this is not as easy as it seems. You must have a real belief and devotion in your higher power in every moment. That's a tough one. Number 8, chakras. Focusing on the chakras for development. I could write a whole book about chakras and their development, but there are actually already a lot of them out there. You may recall the energy centers in your body are called chakras. One analogy I've read is that the chakras are like projectors. I really like this analogy. So, the slides are your thoughts. You think about something and imagine a slide go through. The Kundalini is the light. So imagine the light bulb turns on. So again, the thoughts are there and occur naturally. Emotions are the result of thoughts and hold the energetic charge of Kundalini. So the stronger the emotion, the stronger the light. And the Kundalini projects out and creates your reality. So you can see how a stronger Kundalini makes your reality manifest quickly. So it is important to be able to control which thoughts become reality. So once again, you have a slide of thoughts. You have the Kundalini, which is the light bulb, and your emotions make the light bulb brighter or dimmer. And when it projects out, it creates your experience in your reality. And as you build your energy and control your thoughts, you create a different reality than you started with. It's like magic. It's pretty amazing. So, each chakra has its own aspect of what it controls. And as you clean and purify a chakra, which is clearing karma, clearing energetic blockages, it actually makes a tangible difference in your life. And I have a personal favorite book as of right now in regard to chakras and their development. I'm always finding new books, but this is still the case. It is listed in the spiritual reading section below. A lot can be achieved with chakra development. I genuinely recommend experimenting with this. However, I also believe that by simply following the recommendations mentioned so far, you will absolutely balance your chakras and burn karma automatically. Therefore, now we discuss the Kundalini activation directly. So again, what I'm talking about with this energy cultivation is you're actually clearing your karma automatically while doing these practices, these esoterically religious rules. When they don't give you a reason behind the rules, they're very frustrating. But if you have an explanation as to why they're helpful, it helps to clear your karma and increase your energy and change your reality to reflect what you would like. It's actually really, it makes a lot of sense when you put all the pieces together. Okay. So the Kundalini activation section is actually kind of short, so we're going to finish up this video with this part. I have read that Kundalini can be built up and activated in any chakra. And I recommend focusing the Kundalini in whatever chakra you feel the most easily. Remember, though, that your lower chakras can reflect more lower nature. Therefore, you can manifest these lower nature behaviors into your life if you're not careful. So you have to be disciplined. Now, you can build energy in your lower chakras where Kundalini is classically lying dormant, or you can try to activate it in your heart where thoughts first originate and where your soul or Atma resides. And finally, you may choose to focus and activate your Kundalini by focusing all of your energy in your third eye or crown. Now, many sources say to focus on the heart. Basically, there is no perfectly correct way in theory, as it may be necessarily different for each person. However, there are a lot of opinions about it. The main important thing is to be consistent and stick to one method until the result is achieved. Another common analogy that I like is about digging a well. It does not make sense to dig multiple holes to see which hole is best. It only makes sense to make a decision on where to start and then continue in that spot no matter what until the result is achieved. That being said, I personally did have one very powerful Kundalini rising experience after spending a considerable time focusing on my lower abdomen, the sacral chakra. So I will share my entire practice in the meditation chapter. Again, try to feel which chakra you can feel energy in the most and work from there. Energy can be difficult to feel until you're used to it. It can feel like vibrations or shakiness. Some describe it as a feeling of bugs crawling under your skin. It can feel like pressure or pain. It can feel like heat or cold, and can feel very blissful too. Now, I have experienced every one of these sensations, and after realizing what the sensations were and what was happening, I began to really enjoy and love all the feelings because I knew what Kundalini and energy was flowing. I knew that Kundalini and energy was flowing. So people have a hard time understanding Kundalini and how you know if you feel it. There are some very simple ways to get your Kundalini flowing stronger so you know what I'm talking about. One of those is do you have a lack of sleep? If you're really tired, when you have that second wind and you're kind of shaky, that's your Kundalini getting you through. Um, when you're really cold and you start to kind of get the shakes a little bit, if you try to resist shaking, you feel this incredible energy inside you. That's also the Kundalini. Um, Not eating when you fast, you also get this energy flowing. So there are classic ways to get your Kundalini bursting. But I just want to explain how you know what it feels like. When you feel that, that's normal, that's good. And people might call it anxiety. It's not anxiety, it's energy. It's a beautiful thing. Okay, now, I feel that this concept is almost too easy and will seem like a small part of this book due to the shortness of this excerpt. Now, let me emphasize that this is the most important thing that you can do. You want to build energy in one chakra all day, every single day, until the energy is so strong that it bursts and activates the Kundalini to rise. Now, it is a very straightforward concept, but I can't emphasize the importance enough. There are lots of methods for activating and cleansing a chakra, but we are firstly just interested in feeling it and charging it with any energy you can constantly. And I do mean that all the time. Put reminders around yourself all day. It's very extremely helpful. You can put sticky notes up. You can put reminders on your phone. You can tape on your skin under your clothes. You can put on tattoos or writing on your arms or hands. You can wear jewelry like bracelets or necklaces, or any other method that actually works as a reminder. Focus on feeling the energy in one chakra every moment, every day that you possibly can. It's really important. Okay, we're going to stop this video. Thank you very much for watching. More to come.